Welcome back, Royals, to Melanin Madam. On your way in, please make sure that you share, comment, and say hello. Like speak when you walk into my house. I'm just saying, if we're going to gossip together, the least we can do is speak. Tonight we have case number 45. Um, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Case number 45 is weekend hostage situation, side pieces, and selective generosity. We are going to dive right into our topic, and we have the hot topic. Of course, we have to discuss Zero Delusional EJ and Funky Dineva's feedback. We'll have our co host introduce herself. Des will be right with us. And that is it, co host.
Hi, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday and St. Patrick's Day. Hope everybody had a good day today.
Mm-mm. I did, except it was hot as all hell.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was hot, and I don't understand why. I don't want it to be hot. Okay. Let's see. So, in addition to that, it was Gardner Day. Like, let me tell you guys something. When you move in on a street and everybody been here forever and we all have Wednesday as lawn day, why would you schedule Tuesday, Saturday? Do the same day as everybody else. Number one, because of the noise. Number one dash A, because of our allergies. Now we got somebody that comes on Tuesdays across the street. Of course, it's across the street. And y'all know I had to take an allergy pill. So I was knocked out cold for 2 hours. No, I still didn't get to sleep. So I decided, since I'm going to be itchy and scratchy anyway, why not just eat my pineapples? So, if I start itching towards the middle, just say a little prayer for me. Okay? Okay, be nice. Everybody be nice. Okay, tonight we are going to break down real mess with logic, a little bit of luxury, and a bit of girl, be serious. Because some of this shit, you have to really be like, are you for real? So, tonight we have one woman that's fighting to reclaim her weekends. Y'all, this shit is weird. One that's caught between guilt and karma. I don't understand it though. And one wife realizing she built a life with zero protection. I want to know what state she's in. I wish people would include the state they're in so we could better advise them. Then we have the hot topic of EJ. So, disclaimer for tonight is actually really short because the stories don't include anything that would, hurt somebody. So, I mean, unless you got mad and went off, but like not hurt nobody, too bad. So, this content is for entertainment, commentary, and discussion purposes only. All opinions are based on the submitted stories. You post them, I find them, we judge them. And I got my gavel. I can't wait to bling that motherfucker out and use it. I cannot wait. Hello, bestie. I cannot wait. I am so excited. Okay, let's see. Story number one. We are jumping right in. Okay, this one is, let me see. Hopefully, you guys are eating too. Take a bite, okay? Be nice. Thank you. Good pineapple. I love pineapple. Anybody else love pineapple? On days like this, I can't eat real food. Fruit is just better. Okay. Am I the jerk for telling I'm sorry, this is booked and busy at his mama's house. These mamas have got to stop. Am I the jerk for telling my parent I'm done spending every weekend at his parents' place? I have spent roughly 40 of the last 52 weekends at my boyfriend's parents' house. I counted because I needed to be sure I wasn't dramatizing before opening my mouth. We've been together for 3 years, and somewhere around month 14, this just became the standing plan without anyone officially deciding it. Friday evening, drive 45 minutes out, eat dinner with his parents, watch something on TV, sleep there, spend Saturday doing whatever his mom has planned, drive home Sunday afternoon. His parents are genuinely warm people, and I have nothing against them personally. But I'm 31 years old and I have my own life happening in the city. Friends I haven't seen properly in months, a spare room I've been meaning to sort out since February. Saturday mornings I'd love to spend at farmers market near my building instead of sitting in someone else's living room making small talk. I raised it carefully about 2 months ago, framed it as a personal need rather than a complaint. Very nice. I said I'd love to visit every other weekend, maybe once a month during busy periods, and that the current frequency was slowly draining me. He seemed to hear it. I thought we were good. We were not good. Of course not, honey. The pace slowed for maybe 3 weeks and then quietly returned to exactly what it was before. Usually, usually through loose plans that somehow always resolve into the same drive out of the city. Last week, I said clearly I wasn't going and wanted to stay home, and that's when it unraveled. His mom apparently called him later that evening, said she felt said she felt for a while that I seemed distant and wanted to know if she had done anything wrong. Oh my God, he relayed this to me and then said I had made her feel bad. I don't know how, since I never spoke to her about any of this, which means he told her himself. And now the whole thing has somehow shifted from my actual need for personal time to manage her feelings about my absence. I'm not trying to disappear from his family. I just want my weekends back. Am I the jerk? Mic drop. So, yes, she is the jerk.
I don't think that she no jerk. I could see out if they were elderly and probably might, sickly, but still not every weekend. Like she said, she has her life and everything. Every other weekend, I could compromise with, but then I don't have to go with you. If you want to go every weekend, you can go by yourself. That's your parents. You can't take my weekends up every single month. I mean, every single weekend because you want to be there with your parents. You can go. That's fine. If you want to spend every weekend with your parents, that is fine. But I'm not gonna go. And I would explain that to his mom. If they so warm and everything, like you said, she should understand that don't nobody want to spend their time with y'all every single weekend. I don't care how old you are. At my age, at 46, I wouldn't want to spend a weekend at nobody else parents' house every weekend. And I wouldn't expect nobody to do that for me. If you want to come along, then that's fine. But if you don't want to come along, I cannot be mad at you and I would not be mad at you or make you have a guilt trip about that. He's wrong. She's not being a jerk. She did that for way too long. Please.
I agree, twin. If you work during the week and everything like that, when
Yeah.
are you supposed to have time to do the things that you want to do? What about her family? What about her friends? What about her life? Like that's really selfish of the mom as well. Um, because again, I think that the mom's role with a son is to tell him how to treat a woman and all of the things. And then the dad's role is to make him head of household. If the mom is projecting and putting herself in that space and making herself first, then you're doing your son a disservice because you're making him feel like he owes you that. And because you're so warm and it's so amazing and all of these things, that everything should happen the way that you want it. But you cannot tell me that when you were that age that you wanted to be up under anybody to that degree. You want to be with your man, out doing stuff, having fun, and sometimes not even all the time with your man. You want to
Mm-hmm.
30s is really good age. That's after you kind of stabilize from school, got where you want to be in your career, have a little bit more money. Who moves to the city just to be in the so far away from the city all the time? Like things be popping in the city. People move to the city for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like us moving to LA and then we in Lancaster every damn weekend. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? Like that, and you're not even around people your own age. Like
Right.
no, I think it's very, very not cool. I think it's really not cool. And the mom should have helped him grow in that space and how to be an appropriate partner.
Yeah.
You're a girlfriend. If things so let me tell you, in the comments, it was saying things like if you're getting this much pressure as a girlfriend and the mom isn't even like helping him do the right thing in this space, run. Like most people were saying run because it was like when you get married, it's gonna be
It
even
could be
worse.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, when you have kids, they're gonna think that the kids only belong to like their side and stuff like that. So like don't do it. And I agree. Like, you told him how you felt. He adhered to it for a little while, jumped right back into it. And not only did he jump right back into it, I feel like the biggest thing for me is that I love pineapples and I'm already itching. The biggest thing for me is when you get married, there's a level of trust in things that are supposed to only be between you and your spouse. They're not, if she
Mhm.
shared how she felt because it could be taken another way by somebody else, that's not for you to discuss with nobody else. You supposed to show her that. Like, he should have said, "Oh, you know, we're doing something different," or, "Oh, she's busy. I'm coming by myself." Like, what was wrong with that? She didn't say in there anywhere where she said, "You can't go and you need to be with me."
Right.
So I don't understand. Um, yeah, that's too much, honey lump. I think you need to. Would you even try one more time to communicate that with him? Or like,
I would, yeah, just give him another chance and communicate that with him. If he can't get it through his head, then that's it. Like, at least give him another chance to explain it to him. And then, like I said, I would even talk to his mom.
you would? Okay.
Is
Okay.
this her first time saying something
Thank
though?
you. That's what I was gonna
Is
say.
this the girlfriend's first time saying something to the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says she like hinted at it, or to
Mm-mm.
me
You
hers
can't hint
wasn't.
with men.
But to me it really wasn't hints. Okay, let me see. She said, because it wasn't really hints. That's why I didn't want to use that word. She said things like, "Oh," she actually didn't like hint. She actually said, "Oh, we should spend more time here. We should do more things here." But she didn't say, "I don't want to go to your parents' house," because I'm sure she didn't want him to take it as, I don't. It's not that she don't want to go to the parents' house. So she said stuff, and then she did just like talk to him and say, "I don't," you know.
Well, if she told him once, I'm
So
not
I
really here
guess.
for that second time around. Personally, I think that he heard her clearly, and he made a choice as well. And the choice was, we gonna do what I want to do, which is hang out with my parents. That's what I heard.
Mhm.
Because, honey,
Yeah, okay. She said Saturday. She said,
Yeah.
"I have a spare room I've been meaning to sort out since February. Saturday mornings, I'd love to spend at the farmer's market near my building. I raised it carefully about 2 months ago and framed it as personal needs." So she told him her personal needs versus posing it as a complaint. Ain't that what they keep telling us to do? Like, if we have something
yeah,
to say, don't say it as a complaint. Say, "I need," or "I want," or,
right. So that they can feel like they doing something by allowing us to have what we need and what we want.
girl,
Oh my
yeah,
God, I can't take it serious.
girl. So
I
she
don't
did.
have a I have zero tolerance for it personally, and so me say no second chance. I've already told you.
Me too.
If I told you once, that's all I'm doing. You grown. How many times I got to tell you the same thing?
Agree.
And
You
if you
got a
care
customer
about
here?
me, girl, yes. And my customer is totally chiming
Hello,
in,
I
y'all.
said,
She is so,
I am
"Hey."
so sorry.
y'all. She is so chiming in. She
Listen,
talking about,
I really
I
am.
want to do this
He can
with you.
talk.
Let me do it.
Listen, well, this is the thing. The reality
Mhm.
is that he's not willing to take her thoughts and what she and her needs into consideration
Right.
at this point in their relationship. So we go beyond that into a marriage, into a covenant. It
Mhm.
won't be a union between him and her. It'll be him, her, and his mom. So
Right.
if she's wanting this to work, she has to be honest with herself and with him and convey that concern specifically, because you cannot, like you said, you didn't want to use hint. So she really wasn't hinting, but she isn't really being forthcoming with how she really
So
feels.
the second time she did. The second,
And
so
so now she just needs to
prior,
just put her
yes.
foot down.
So when she put her foot down, then he drew back for 2 months, and then slowly got back into the same realm. Not only did he get back in the same realm, the mother told him, "I feel like she's been pulling away. And did I do something wrong?" So the mother used those. those manipulation words that I do.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
she did tell him, and then he discussed that with his damn mama. And then
Tell
now
her I'm gonna send her a scripture. I'm gonna send her a sermon that my
leave
pastor
and
did
cleave.
talked about. Cause yeah.
Yeah. So what's our final verdict is try one more time, or that was enough because this is a bad sign. And they're 31.
Oh God,
It's enough for me.
it's
I'm
enough.
not going with the
Well,
try again.
Enough
because
for me.
they're 31. If
Yeah,
I'm
they're 31.
31 and I invest another 4 years or 2 years with you dealing with this,
Nope.
we haven't as a couple progressed in no kind of way. You
Right.
see what
And
I'm saying?
31 is a crucial age. Those are your last years that you want to start thinking about having a
Mhm.
baby, getting married, really stepping into that space. Those are very crucial years to just give them to somebody. I don't think it's a good idea either. So that's
If
our
he can't choose them, I believe in choosing self. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? But if he can't choose the relationship
It
as a
sounds like he
priority,
likes you.
then she just gonna have to pray about it, baby, and walk away.
I
You
think
know?
he's doing it because he don't want to man up. Because on
Yeah,
weekends you got to
exactly.
do dates and actually do. He should want to be doing things around the house and all of those things. Why is he trying to negate
Hmm.
that instead of going where his mama probably cook, do the laundry, wait on them hand and foot, and then he don't have to plan no. Where the fuck? Excuse me. Where the hell was a romantic
Oh,
getaway?
I was already sitting over here saying, I know you fucking lying. I'm sorry
Right.
on your
40
life,
week
but that is
40
horrible.
weekends in 1 year. That's too much. Mm,
That's too much. I
yeah.
didn't do
So
that
no,
in 19 years of
that's our
marriage. And I was telling them cheering daddy, listen here. But I get it out. I just
She done.
we need a
no,
break.
no, them cheering daddy. I told him, look, weekend, what we talking about? I don't want to go today.
Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just want to lay around the house in your pajamas with your man. You want to walk around. I mean, anything. 40 whole weekends out
That's
of
why
the
I
year.
said she had did it too much already.
Bro,
I would have been said something.
Quinn,
But
that's
I probably would
crazy.
have gave him another like, let me tell you one more time, sir. I'm not going to your mom and house every single weekend. Like I would tell him again because sometimes men act like they don't understand English and they're on the yellow bus. So since you're on that little bus, let me explain this to you again. I'm not doing that no more. And if he can't get that through his head, then that's it.
Okay.
But I still would talk to the mom and let her know too. Like, since you want to get in it too, ma'am, and I won't be disrespectful. Since she
Right.
said they were a nice couple, I would let her know, like, I'm young. Like, I want to do stuff where I have plans too. And you guys take our weekend every weekend for the last 40 weeks. Like, that's
I think
too
that's a
much.
good idea because
And
even
she
if
should
you don't take
understand
with him,
that.
it'll help with the mother's interaction with him and women.
Yeah. I can
Calling.
see if they lived in Jamaica or something to where, like, you know, or y'all lived on an all inclusive resort somewhere,
Right.
then yeah.
Right. Jesus. Okay, next story. So we're going to talk to him one more time and we're going to talk to him like he's on the little bus and we're going to do a PowerPoint and draw a diagram,
Right.
all of the
Y'all
things.
so sweet.
And then we're going to, call the mom and actually a family meeting. That's what we're going to do. See, I ain't never scared. So, yes, we're going to do that. So, next story. It is he played you. Now you feel bad. Mm. Am
Mm.
I the asshole for sleeping with someone else and getting back with my ex later without telling him? I, 36 female, and my on and off again boyfriend of 6 years, 50-year-old male, she's 36, he is 50, have had a roller coaster of a relationship. He has cheated in the past by messaging other women, sending inappropriate photos, even making some of the younger girls in their 20s uncomfortable working with him. We don't live together, but we spend 90% of his time at my house. It's in capitals. We drive my car everywhere. It's like what's mine is his and what's his is his. He hates when I say that and gets offended easily when he feels his ego is being questioned. Recently, he disrespected me at my own home and embarrassed me by yelling at me in front of my neighbors. It was the last straw. I kicked him out and didn't talk to him for a week. Then we started chatting again. But in the meantime, I hooked up with an old friend. He has lied to me so many times, and I have never cheated on him while we were together. I have been nothing but honest with him. We're not back together, but we are spending time together at the moment. Am I the asshole for keeping this to myself? P.S. I have had to lie to my parents and other family members slash friends about hanging out with him or when we get back together because they have disapproved of this toxicity for years now. Years. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're seeing something I'm not seeing and just wasting my time. Maybe I shouldn't feel guilty for what I did. Wait, she wrote this story, y'all. And in this story that she wrote to tell us, she then says, maybe they're seeing something I'm not. It's more than this. This is not enough. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Hold on, guys. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Recap. He has cheated in the past by messaging other women, sending inappropriate photos, and even making some of the younger girls in their 20s feel uncomfortable working with him. We spend 90% of the time at my house and we drive my car. I think we should throw the mic in the river. Okay. Have at it, ladies.
It ain't nothing to talk about, girl. You already know. There's nothing to talk about. Like you answered your own question. You didn't even need to. Did you just want to write that out just so you can read it out loud to yourself? It ain't
Yep.
even the answer, girl. You already know the answer. You just wanted to write it out. You know how sometimes they say if you get it out or write it down, you get it out to like that's much what she was trying to do. Because you answered your
But
own question.
usually you don't. Right, then why did she ask that, twin? Maybe they're seeing something I'm not.
I don't
And
know because
I'm
she on
just
the yellow bus
maybe.
too. All the people is just on yellow buses now.
Not yellow bus crew.
And they lick the windows.
Oh,
And
oh,
when they get
oh.
Because
nervous,
it don't make no
they
sense. It
do their
literally makes.
armpits like this and they sniff them like this. Superstar.
She answered her own question. Like, ma'am, you just wanted somebody. I don't know. Maybe she wants reassurance. Maybe she wants somebody, everybody to tell her no.
Her family and friends already been telling her for
Well,
years.
she wants the strangers to tell her.
Y'all so damn funny.
He embarrassed her in front of the neighbors by yelling at her, and we didn't talk for a week. A week.
I wish I knew.
Y'all, when I tell you how long I could not talk to a motherfucker, okay?
Oh, okay. Because I don't think y'all understand how this shit plays out in
Oh,
real
oh,
life.
how long I could go acting a fool.
I
Mm.
have zero fucks to give. And I will play with you if you want to play. But, young lady, I know
He
you
came
fucking
because he
lying.
needed your car, girl. He needed
It's,
food out your refrigerator. He needed you to wash his clothes or something.
I need you to like yourself enough that you don't want to be bothered with such fuckery.
Thank you.
Bestie,
I'm
he
listening.
50 and she's 36. They've
Keep
been
pimping her.
on again, off again for 6 years. He got you at the ripe age of 30, and this is what you've been dealing with.
And you don't want more for yourself that you gonna give this
Right.
old fool. And he just try like say it out loud. They want to
Oh,
know.
I didn't. Oh,
You
he's.
whispering.
Oh, I didn't know you. He's controlling her. He got her. First of all, if she's that age, he was talking to her when she was 25.
Had
Okay,
to.
let's be real.
Clock
So he
it.
had her where he could control and manipulate what she was doing and how he was talking to her, how he was handling her. That's why she said, "Well, we just off and on, and I didn't talk to him for a week." She's answered her own questions, but she just
Right.
want to hear another set of women, somebody that's neutral, to tell her you are a fucking rockhead, and I'm gonna call you a rockhead like I call my fifth grader. When you didn't listen to Miss Jones for 2 weeks teaching this lesson, are you serious? Are you a rockhead? Are you throwing rocks at your head?
You supposed to get with older men because they supposed to be a sugar daddy. He is 14 years older than you. So
And
basically,
pimping you.
And
He
he
sat
can't
there
do
and
it.
clocked you and watched you work your way to get the nice things that
Mhm.
you have, and he zoomed right in, and he's been in your pockets, in your house, in your car, and everything.
Mm.
You're giving your 30s away to this man.
I done told y'all about that dick happy shit. Stop being so penis happy. These men is
It's
not
getting
that
on
pussy
his
happy.
good.
I
Oh,
don't think hers is because of the penis. I think it's just
is
like
it
that
because he always
father
there?
figure shit or something. I don't know.
Do
Mm,
you think
that's
it's
it.
that? So some of those type of men, like she said, we spend 90% of our time at my place. Those type of men, because he's gotten to live his life basically, so he could, cheat from the
Mhm.
couch. So he's,
Mhm.
when they're available, kind of like the women that talk to men in prison because they talk to him all the time. So
Hmm.
feel like the attention part. And oh, my man don't want me to do this, or I gotta go home to my man. Like them kind of women.
Yeah, I can't take it serious. Them type of women to me just chooses to run under the bus and get beat up and left there because there's no way that you don't see or that you don't desire more from your man. Why are you accepting such behavior? What is it that you see that you don't see that I want more?
Mhm.
Maybe they
That
stay in
you
Cutbush, Tennessee, and it's no other men.
oh hold on what?
I'd rather be by myself then. It ain't that
I'd
serious.
rather be with me.
Yeah, it ain't that
Yeah.
serious.
Oh, I'd rather
Yeah.
be with me.
Me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. What
That's
Beyonce
it,
say?
baby. That's
What
it. Cause what is
Beyonce
you
say?
saying? What you saying?
Maybe she
Man,
isn't cute or believes she can't do, but it got to be something, Alondra, because this don't make no sense. This goes against all of the rules. It don't make no sense, and of
yeah,
course
maybe
your
she do
family
feel
ain't
like
telling you
she
that.
isn't cute or can't do better. It has to
Right.
be because it does not. It don't make
It's
sense.
the same thing.
And some women rather have a piece of man than no man at all.
Girl, did
And
Betty Wright sing about it?
a lot of
So
women
these
are
days
like that
we have
nowadays.
one
And
too.
me, I'd rather be by myself. Like it ain't even a thought
A
in
lot of
mind.
women have been like that forever, not just nowadays. We could just see it better now because they like brag about it.
Betty Wright wrote a whole song about it.
Right. That's been the case, baby. Have lived next door to the wife and husband because that little
Oh,
piece. That was my cousin's story.
it just be at a point of when do you love yourself to say I deserve better? And then with that
Right.
type of manipulation, I pray to God that man is not putting his hands on you, girl.
Mhm.
The yellow. Okay, so that's where I was about to go right now. So it's two things I was going to say. One, I don't. These people. I think we need to get away from certain sayings, and I say that all the time with the loving yourself. I don't think that some of these people know what love feels like.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
You know what
don't.
I'm saying? Because even if you were properly loved by somebody, you know what it feels like. So you know when it's wrong. That's number one. But number two, if he has now escalated to yelling at you in front of the neighbors, like, why, and you're younger than him, why is he little girling you and yelling at you like that? What if the next step
Hmm.
is, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes men like that, he's getting older, you're, still in your
Mhm.
and he
Mhm.
gets mad because somebody looking at you or you feeling yourself and he want to hit
Okay, so
you.
it is. Mm.
What if he going through a
Okay.
midlife crisis and he want to put his hands on you because he stayed away for 1 week? I'm sure he finagled his way back in.
And I just know one thing, and I don't mean no harm, but old men are mean
Yes.
Yes.
and they
Yes.
set in their ways and they
Mhm.
want to fight and argue unless you do whatever they say. Even if you do whatever they say, they gonna still find flaw in what you do because you can't be perfect because they got to beat you down. I
Right,
think that is just crazy, but it's real. And I do, even though I do say love yourself, I understand you may not understand what that looks like. But I'm gonna tell you what it don't look like. It
girl.
don't look like you sitting over here playing with a motherfucker who playing on your top in your face and you know it. It
Right.
don't look like that.
Right.
Okay? It looked like sometimes you got to make a sacrifice for your greater good. That's what it looks like. It looked like you have to say no until yes is the only answer that's left in your throat. That's how much you got to say no. You got to say no.
To get
You
away
cannot think that you're not worth the no. Let make that man fight for you, girl.
Right.
right, right.
Mm.
Because a week, that's it. Just a week,
And she
girl.
young. She
That wasn't
young.
long enough. He must got a cool Papa Daddy talk because that's not even long
I
enough.
mean, he did his thug thizzle, and
Y'all
you don't even
saying
know. You don't even know that you want more yet.
it ain't
You
He
safe.
don't even
probably
know. You don't
he got
even
her at a
know that.
ripe age.
Yeah. He giving her money.
She
He
needs
ain't
to
giving
go
her no
find.
money. He
He
taking her
ain't.
shit.
Yeah, I was about to say he
He's
ain't. He
taking
don't
it.
sound like he giving her no
He
money.
even
Oh,
driving her car.
He taking her shit
well, he got that.
Hmm.
and making her look like a scrum when it's him. And because he feels less than, he's gonna lessen her to the best of his ability. He's finna break her down
Right,
because he is not where he needs to be at his old ass age.
right.
Mm.
How do you feel bad for sleeping with somebody when y'all broke up? Y'all are not married. Nothing.
Right.
Like, what kind of mental has he already started with? And he probably started with it from the beginning. I wouldn't feel bad at all. That doesn't. Oh no, he's using
And
her.
what's really sad
No.
is her family is involved. They do care. They
Yep.
are communicating. They is telling you this
Yep.
is dumb as the fuck.
Yeah. Family and friends.
So we can't even say she doesn't have the support. This
Yeah.
Hmm.
is you don't like you, girl, and we got to figure out why.
You got low self esteem, so something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You
Something's
definitely have
off
low self.
because you shouldn't want
You
that
didn't
for
even make
you.
that nigga like we're in there. I made him pay for it. I made him drop a bag. I made him do the roof over. I made him do
Right.
something. What are you getting in return? You said it. You said it in big. You wrote it in capitals. My this and my that. You wrote it. That's why I'm like, how you write this, and then at the end you say, "Are they seeing something I don't see?"
He
Is
said it's
more?
happening.
Oh,
Lord, it's
I don't know, Pico de Gallo. So the answer from us is no. You okay? So the answer from us first is that you're asking the wrong question. So are you the asshole for sleeping with someone else? This is the wrong question. You should
Right.
be asking, am I underreacting to this man doing, and then list all of the things, and then we'll tell you after the first two you're underreacting, and you need to, that roller coaster he got you on, you need to run him over with that roller coaster and never ever ever talk to him again. Ever 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 leave him in your past. If he show up to your door singing sweet nothings, don't turn on the radio and listen to Jodeci. They sing better anyways. Don't do it. Leave that. Absolutely not. So now let's take a break for the hot topic. This weird shit. So I have two videos to play. I have one to play of what um EJ said during the interview, and then Funky Dineva's response, and then I actually have two. I have a clip of something EJ said a while ago, and I want
Mm.
you guys draw the same conclusion. So we're going to listen to the clip. I'm going to ask very specific questions because you know each one to go into the other one, and then we'll do a free for all. You can say whatever else you want to say. Okay. So let's play the first one. Good grief. Yeah, here it is.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. Like, it's just not a thing.
Tell me more about that.
Honestly, it's like that's why I don't really go. I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to gay things because it's like the men that I attract are not there. And it's like these are not my men in terms of attraction. Now, if I'm just going to have a kiki, sure, but like these are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
So, it comes to men, has it always been what some people consider the straight guy always being the one that would approach you?
Or somebody who, yeah, has been intimate and dating, women for most of their life or like up until then, for sure. Now it's like even more so now that I definitely present in more of a feminine way, because also like it's like my energy is that. Like even when I was a kid and like they were like, well, you can't wear skirts, and I was like, well, why not? You know, it's like my inner being was like, there's nothing wrong with this, especially if I look cuter than any girl does. Like, what's the problem? I'm out all the time, you know, and like I'm killing a dress and no one else is. Like the girls in the room are not doing it. Like they don't look cute. They're not dressed to any nines. So yeah.
I love it.
Did he hype him up?
No, he
No.
wasn't hyping him up at all. He was just letting his.
So Carlos King typically just lets the person come on, and however they, talk is how they talk, because that is their world and how they feel. So we get the most authentic version of a person. So I have two questions after hearing that. One, what do you think could be going on in his mind where they are not saying down low man and instead saying a straight?
Straight man. I don't know. I think he's delusional. Because that was my main thing. I said that's the main thing that clicked in my mind when I watched it that next day. Because Carlos King, the day before, kept on saying, I'm having a podcast tomorrow. Y'all ain't going to miss it. So I'm like, he said at 12 o'clock. So I'm like, let me make sure I watch this so I could be there. So when he said that, that was in the first 15 minutes.
Yes.
That was in the first 15 minutes he was doing
First
all
15
that.
minutes was like,
Of the interview, he was going in on women. That's what first of all, I don't like that. But
wait,
I'll stay on topic.
yeah,
I'll
because I'm
stay
gonna
on
ask that.
topic. It's gay. You're delusional. If it's you going into straight spaces and those men are attracted to you, they are gay. You don't look like a woman. It's not like you look like a transgender woman. You look like your daddy with a wig and a dress on. So any man that is attracted to you is gay. It don't matter if they're in a straight space. They're gay. It's no other way to walk around. It's no other way to see that. It's no other way to see that. If they're attracted to you and you look like a man, it's nothing feminine about you. You look like your daddy with a wig on and a dress. They're gay. It don't matter if they're not in the gay clubs. So he's delusional.
He is. And so to piggyback off of what you said, I completely 100% agree. So no need to repeat it. The only thing that I will ask everybody in the comments, and just so that we are clear, what are straight spaces? Because in regular clubs, everybody can go. So what is it? What is a straight place? Where did you go that everybody was, but you don't like labels, where everybody there is labeled straight? What? Okay. Um, Not impossible.
I
If
went to
women
sleep. I
aren't,
woke back up.
okay, I'm gonna read that one next, Alondra, because I'm gonna ask that question. Um, the next question, for people such as him, no, for him, what do you think is going on in his mind that he believes that he is more attractive than every female in every space he has ever been in, especially considering the spaces he has been in?
I honestly don't think he think that. I think he's just saying that in his mind. I don't think that I think he's trying to pump himself up because EJ, it ain't no way in God's world that you think that you look better than any female that walks in that club. It's no way possible. I think he's just pumping himself up. Or this could have all been clickbait. He knew that this was going to get people talking. I just can't think in my mind that he would think he looked better than every female that walks in the club. It's no way possible. If he really thinks
He
that
didn't
way,
just
you
say
need to
club,
be,
twin. He
yeah.
said everywhere. That's why I
Yeah,
said consider the
if he think,
range.
if you think that, sir, you need to be on medication
Yeah.
because
Because
it's no
remember
way.
in the interview, they went into detail like, oh, Rihanna back in 2010 and this person
Yes,
and one outfit. So he's like, oh, it hasn't existed since then. And even then it was subpar, and Kim Kardashian when she was with Kanye. Like he really went into detail, y'all. So if you have an opportunity, go and
it's
check
gonna
out.
make y'all mad. It's gonna
You're
make
not
y'all
even
mad.
going to believe it, because these two questions that I asked, I swear to you, they run throughout the entire like the
It
interview
does. The
pictures.
only thing I can say about him, and like Alondra said on here, Alondra
Wait, I'm
was.
gonna read her thing. So you want to comment? Then I'll read it.
No, I was just saying, like Alondra said, because I don't watch all the reality shows. So Alondra watched the reality show. She was like, no, he did wear it. Like, he wore the outfits and purses. But that don't make you cute, sir. You still look like Medea. So I
That
don't
don't make you look better
understand.
than everybody, and
Yeah,
you
you
you're
don't
not
look
even
better than
coming
nobody.
close.
You just have on a cute outfit in your purse. But you, by sure, you look like a man.
But
Okay, you can
Carlos
read it.
King complimented him on what he was wearing there, and I didn't like it at all. I thought those shoes were absolutely horrible. I did
He
not.
looked regular to me.
It's very regular, and
You look like
that's
a man. You look like
it's not ugly, but
a
it's
cross dresser. He
not
looks like
wow.
a cross dresser. That's what he looked like, a cross dresser. You don't look. It's a
Somebody
lot of
said it.
transgender
What word did they
women
use? Wait, they
out
used the
there
word.
that
Um,
it's a lot of transgender women that's out there that I will say are beautiful.
no, they are. But
I remember when I went to Damien's funeral, his homegoing service, when Damien passed away, I
Damien
was blown.
passed away.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
like 10 years.
yeah.
we'll talk later. Okay, great.
Okay,
Thanks.
so when Damien passed away, I went to his funeral. I swear to God, I was floored. When I tell you them bitches was bomb, every person, and I'm with Michael, I'm like, that's a man. And he was like, yeah, that's a man. He was like, yeah. I said, okay, so any female that looks better than a female, I know that those are men now. Because when I tell you they was flawless, baby. Now, if one of them was on the couch with Carlos King, they could be on there talking about I look better than the bitches that walk in here. Because them bitches was bomb. I
Well,
mean,
here's the thing, and I want to take that back to first. Let me read Alondra's comments because I
mm-hmm.
think if women aren't cute, why are you trying his best to try to be like that
Exactly.
part? He's blue. I can't believe this is what mental illness looks like, ladies and gentlemen. In my that in my
Mhm.
voice, yeah. And then next, he can dress, but he don't look better than a woman who would have his outfit on. So that's what I was going to get to, Alondra. Um, I will give credit where it's due, and here's where the credit is due, even for those people who dress different or dress like women. Yes, you are amazing at artistry and you are
Mm-hmm.
amazing at putting things together, but you do not look better than a woman. Take
At
all that
all.
shit off and then let's see how you look. Grow your own hair out, wear your own hair, and do the Tyra Banks test and pull your hair back in a bun with only lip gloss on and absolutely no makeup. You do not look better than a woman. What you have put together is amazing. People do it in movies all the time. It's called art. And I think you have an amazing talent. But what you are not is beautiful, more beautiful than every woman. You could have said, I feel beautiful, or I do my best to feel beautiful. I'm inspired by these women. You could have done all of those things, but to sit your dumb ass on that couch and insult women like that. But here's why you did it. You sat there and insulted those women because it's something that you said that was very important. And I wish that Carlos would have leaned into it more. What you said was basically you are not accepted in the spaces where predominantly LGBTQIA plus are. So you come over to this space where you know that you will be picked up because one, who you are, and that you're willing to be down low. But if you had the opportunity, you would be in the space where you really want to be. How do we know that? Because you wouldn't have tried it if you didn't really want to be there. You don't feel accepted in those spaces. And let me tell you why. You don't feel accepted in those spaces because it's some bad bitches walking around that motherfucker that are
Like
like
I said,
point blank.
wait, and
Period.
Bobby Lights even said something because you know it's been a
Yes,
trending
he did as
topic.
well.
Bobby
Mhm.
Lights was like, no, the reason why you don't feel accepted is because you think you're better than everybody.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
he said that. He
It's
was
your
like, he
attitude.
thinks he's better than everybody.
He
He
hasn't gotten
thinks he's
any
a
good.
rich white woman. He was like, he rich, but you ain't no white woman. Like, you're not better than us. That's
And
why you
you are
feel
not rich.
unaccepted
You're
because you think you better than everybody.
You do. Your behavior is like you are the supreme creme de la creme, and you're
Yeah.
not. And to be fair, me saying you are not, I would say that to myself if I was acting like that. I don't think anybody has the right to behave that way. You can have the best confidence in the world. You can say you fierce as fuck when you walk out. You could say, I do my big one. But when you have to put
Yeah.
somebody else down, which is generally easy for people to attack women, of course. But you can't take nobody's man, because what you also said on the couch and admitted is that you're doing away with that because you actually want to come out the closet. And by closet, I mean, ain't nobody ever took you on a date. They didn't bring you out. They didn't do
Yeah,
all that.
that's what we said. So if those are the men that you're attracted to, like we said before, do you guys go out on that, or do they take you out in public? Because if
He
not, like
said
we said,
it. So he mentioned it. He said one sentence in there, and he said it like, I'm ready to date because I want somebody that's going to be like outward facing with me. He actually said it. So let me show you this.
DL, like I said, they're
It's
DL.
DL, absolutely. And somebody actually pulled out the old word that I haven't heard in forever and was like, he is just a transvestite. I said, Lord. But it was another gay man, and he
It
said,
was, I did call him a transvestite. That was, I said
yes.
I hadn't
I was
heard that in
like,
a long
I
time.
was like, I haven't even heard that in
I
so
almost forgot what it was.
me too. So let's take a look at this clip. And actually, let me look at the time. So let me just tell you. Here we go.
Another thing about being that girl, you want to be as limited edition as possible. You want to make sure that nobody else has, your things. So I always ask how many units are being produced, which is a very important question, because then you know how many how many the boutiques are getting, if the boutiques are getting it, the department stores are getting it, who else is bought it, if they're selling it online. So usually I try to limit it to I liked when it's like a very limited production, one of one, one of three, one of five. If it's one of nine, that's fine too. But usually I like to keep it very, very limited. I like to get what no one else is getting. But usually my taste is above everyone else's, so I usually get what I want. This Bottega, I love this patchwork. I think it's all just different color, calf skin or something. I think this is the one that Rihanna wore after the show. I think she wore the sample that came down the runway, but I was actually the only person that bought it off the runway. So this is mine. I mean, look at that. You can do the sleeves or you can wear it as a cape. But this is gorgeous. I mean, oh my God, it's beautiful. This leather is so luxe. And I'm loving the different colors and the different stories that are being told through the patchwork of the skins. Are absolutely stunning. Very, I don't know, I feel very are we very the Lion King right now? Very Queen of Zamunda. Very high luxury in this house. I love the best of things. When I'm ordering anything from runway shows, I always ask the team how many units are being produced, because
And that is a nice jacket. I ain't even gonna lie, that's bomb.
But it's all a matter of opinion. I don't like,
Exactly.
and that's what I was getting at. So I was hoping one of us would say yes and one of us would say no, because the point is, if I like what I'm wearing, that's all that matters. But how do you start out with this whole monologue with, I like one of one, and if it's 9, it's okay. Number one, then get your own damn designer to make your clothes.
Right.
That's crazy. But you have to point out that Rihanna wore it, but you walked away with it. Well, she was hired to walk and wear it so that you would buy it. What does it have to do with her? Maybe she don't like the shit. Why do you need to
And
point out
even if she did, she
better
would
than
have got
Rihanna?
it for free. You have to buy it,
Why
sir.
do you need to point out you're better than Rihanna? And this was not recent. So this is from a while ago. Now I will say that cut is T. I love a good cut. I do. But child, you're not gonna have no friends or nothing. You in that closet all by yourself. You don't have no friends to that degree. Why are you comparing yourself to other women? What is wrong with you? You living in a
I don't
fairy
like when they. I despise when they do that, and I love
comparison.
everybody. But that when they they the blueprint and all that, that's when I can't even respect you. You want to be a woman at the end of the day, no matter what you say. You still want to be a
That's
woman.
why
You
I
want to
got
be
on Rihanna's
somebody
jacket.
that you're. Yeah, you want to be somebody that you were not born as. You want to be a woman. What they call us fish. You want to be fish.
Right. You want to be fish. Child. Well, now let's get into the last clip because um Funky Dineva.
Look what Alondra said.
Oh, sorry, Landra. Um, let's see. Let me read this one first because I didn't. Correct. It's his attitude. Yes,
No
yes,
humbleness.
and none. And humble don't mean you got to reduce yourself below somebody. Humble just means grateful, appreciative, and you definitely don't compete with somebody else or be mean to somebody else. That's when you're just too damn cocky and it's ridiculous. And people will pick you apart when you behave like that. He does have style. He's also a liar. Ain't nobody giving him anything off the runway. And his linebacker ass. I clock it, friend. Please clock it. Because how did Brianna is 4'1"? How did she have that on? And he talking about he left with it. He
And
didn't
runway sizes are very small.
and they tailor them to the person that they made to wear it. How could Rihanna have wore that? Do you see the length of the arms alone?
Right.
Like that doesn't even make sense. I think he a liar too, friend. Thank you. That's why I'm like, how did you? So it was a whole runway show, and they only made one. And you go to runway shows, wanting one of one, when they have the runway show to
For people to buy it. Unless you didn't spend 20 million on that.
and tell them stop right there. I know you
Yeah.
spent all of this money making this and all of the production and all of the research and development. I'll pay for all of that and I'll buy this item too. Instead of saying, hey, can you make something for me in the front end? Get a designer, cluckhead. I don't understand. So let's listen to Funky Neva. We'll probably end here. I do have another story if we have time, but my soul tells me after I play this, Rose gonna take over. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go.
And I told Carlos on text message that I,
Uh-oh.
and I told Carlos on text message that I was a little pissy with him because he didn't challenge some of this. And one of the questions that I would have asked is, if you pull straight men, then are these men willing to be seen in public with you? And then if they are willing to be seen in public with you, then does that kill the whole fantasy of them being straight, or does that defeat the whole purpose? And I'm here to tell you that if that is the case, sis, you do deserve more. You deserve more than that. Now, I completely sympathize with you and empathize with you because I know your experience in the gay club, the girls probably ain't been checking for you. But when you pull these straight men out of these straight places, like, are they willing to be seen in public with you? Then the second thing that we have to ask ourselves, EJ, is because number one, let's just stop calling them straight. They're on the down low and they're not comfortable with their sexuality. And you can dress it up as, I don't want to hide behind labels, all you want. You can dress it up like that all you want. But the fact of the matter is they're not comfortable with their sexuality because they're not out. And they're not out with you. And they're in the straight places. Okay, so is it the thrill? Does it make you feel good that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he looking at her and he looking at me. And you know what? A lot of that is deep-seated trauma, in my personal opinion, that I'm not qualified to diagnose. I feel like a lot of that is deep-seated trauma in the sense that, you know what I'm saying? You even said, I don't like gay guys. It always bothers me. It always bothers me to a degree when the most feminine of the community say shit like, I don't like gay guys. Because I am pretty sure that there is a shit ton of masculine presenting out proud gay boys out there for you to date. But you're not being 100% honest in your pursuit and in your preference for these straight types. You're not being 100% honest, EJ. And the reason why I'm able to say that without even knowing you is because this disease runs rampant in the gay community, especially amongst the feminine type. Oh, I got my straight. He's not straight. And then y'all wear it as a badge of honor. Oh, he got a wife. He got a girlfriend. He got kids. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it makes y'all feel fishy. I guess it makes you feel like a woman that you got a real man because he not with that gay shit. He don't like that gay shit. He don't be over there with the gays. Just like I hate gays that say I don't hang out at the gay clubs. The straight presenting gays that get all the straight privilege because you don't know that they're gay and they say things like, I don't hang out in gay spaces. Yeah, because of the straight privilege that you have.
Okay.
And then his
So
thing was
my
longer than
question,
that. Because I watched it live. What he said was way longer than
yes.
that.
So if you go into YouTube and pull it up, it's about 17 minutes long. But
Hmm.
this is the only thing that I wanted to focus on for tonight. I will focus on the other part on Thursday. Got to break things down in chunks. So, with that being said, he called it out. So, why do you think Carlos did not, at the very least, correct him when he continued to say that the men were straight and he, in fact, repeated it? Why do you think that he did not correct him?
Maybe because he on that same bullshit. Ain't no telling.
I don't think so. Carlos don't act like that to me. Carlos is out and everybody knows he's gay. I think maybe he just didn't want to offend him and he wanted the story like him to just keep going on and on. Because like I said, all that stuff was at the beginning of the interview. So if he would have said that, maybe EJ would have pushed back and not, really said too much. That's the only thing I can think of because if it was me, I would have been like, what do you mean? But maybe they would have got up and walked away after that because they would have had to explain that to me.
I agree. I think that his mission is always to get the person to tell how they feel in their element or whatever like that. For all the think pieces that you have seen, um, to me, this one has been the most spot on without because it was handled with white gloves, but it was very honest. Some of the ones that I'm seeing are like very, very mean and contributes to the way that he feels. But in the same token, has his attitude always been like this?
I don't know because I never watched him on reality. Alondra, has his attitude always been like this? I don't know.
What I will say is I think that unfortunately, he has two things that are competing traumatic experiences for him. Number one, you have to come out as gay um, to a famous, very famous man who is known for having HIV and all of the things, and that plays a big role when you're trying to come out. But number two, his attitude has always been that way. Number two, he is also dealing with the I used to be fat and now I have this
Mm-hmm.
body.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a huge, huge piece of it, if you ask
Well,
me.
if she said he always been that way, he was, on the plus side when he first came out. So he always just thought this way, but now he's just more on it because he's thin.
Well, did he think this way? Because I think we asked, was his attitude like this? But I
Did
think
he
that
think this way, Alondra? Did was he exactly the same when he was bigger?
I don't remember him being that way, but I I really believe that once he lost, because while he was losing, let me tell you why. Because when he was going through the process of losing the weight and doing all of the things, you didn't really see him out as much, and he didn't want to be out as much. And then once he got to this size, even when he was thick, it's like he didn't want to be thick. He like more came out after he got like I'm pretty sure he got skin removal and all of the things because it ain't no way you was that size and you just turned into this person. So until everything was done, that's like when he came out, and that's when I started hearing more of him talking the way that he talked. So he always knew he had a privilege, and he was always a privileged asshole. But I think that the other part of it is you didn't want me when I was fat, so now I would never want you. When you kind of don't have the right to be that way, you just don't. You're not fly enough for that. I'm sorry, but you're not. I saw him during losing the weight, so he was a little less offensive. Yeah, it was like I don't have to be humble anymore because I'm not fat. I don't
But
have to
you
be
still look
ashamed,
like a man. You still look like a man.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, sir, you have, whether you like it or not, the most targeted communities are Black women and the gay community, which is why I don't understand why they do a lot of the shit that they do to us, and they're literally parallel complaining about the same things. Because one of the other things mentioned in the interview is what I'm sorry, the think piece that Funky Dineva did is he was like, in our community is no fats, no fats, no femmes. So they do not want you if you are fat, and those particular spaces are not welcoming um, when you try to enter them. They want somebody who is damn near perfect. But I mean, it's a delusion for me, twin. It's a delusion because even the one that's almost perfect, you got to bust down in, you got on makeup, lashes. You never just walk out of your house. To go out, you doing saran wrap, you putting paste, doing breast stuff, you doing butt stuff, you doing all of the stuff. You're not yourself anymore. And then even if your body is T, I would hope so if you paid to get it done. Like
Right.
like none of
Right.
it makes sense to me, and how you feel like you so much better than everybody else. Like how does that work? I don't know. I think that he needs a lot of work and a lot of help, and I really wish that he would get some help, but I don't think that he is because he's magically
No,
good.
because they're entertaining this shit like it's cool, like it's
Exactly.
normal, like what he doing is all good, and y'all doing this because that nigga's ready to spaz out on y'all all the time, and y'all don't know why. But that baby got mental issues, and he needs to be
Mm-hmm.
somewhere getting help.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to his unlimited access. I mean, does
And this
anybody?
is just this is for clout, and this is trying to protect y'all name. And I don't understand. And then, man, your daddy probably gay too on the low, so he is definitely egging this bullshit on.
Well, he
The
said they
fuck?
didn't have a choice.
Who?
His family, when he
Yeah,
came out,
no.
they didn't have a
We
choice but to.
talk to them all kinds of ways. Period.
I you said what,
Period.
babe?
That's exactly what it is. No, they didn't. Like even the way that he tells how he told them is
Yeah.
very. You have a choice. We're going to do what I want you to do. Oh well, we don't have to talk. But you the same kind of motherfucker, like in the story we had yesterday, where all of these entitled, spoiled ass motherfucking kids want to go no contact and whatever and whatnot, but they still want access to the benefits. I bet you if they'd have cut his ass clean cold off, it,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been that. It wouldn't have been that at all. He would have humbled the fuck out of himself and realized you can't just talk to people any kind of way that you want to talk to them. So if he talked to them like that, I don't, he need help. He never gonna get somebody because they not finna
We need help, and they feel guilty like they didn't do something right, and that's not real.
all down. So that ain't even. Can you imagine y'all just sitting next to somebody that every time you talk to them, be like, well, "What do you want for dinner?" Well, I don't know. I want this for dinner.
He would
What?
get on my nerves. You wouldn't even have to
Oh,
not to be your friend because I wouldn't want to be around you,
no,
sir. Sir, and I would probably keep calling him sir on purpose to make him mad, sir.
cause chill the fuck. Like, are you serious right now? Or you go out and go shopping? Oh, he's one of those people that'd be like, "Mm, that's so last this or hmm." He don't seem like a nice person at all, at all.
Mm.
You can't be. You can't go shopping with him. Can't go to a restaurant with him. You can't get a drink with him. You can't do nothing with him. He just need to stay at home, and
Mm-hmm.
that's probably why you don't have friends, and your show was for 5.2 seconds because they probably was done dealing with your ass. And if you're so amazing and you have an eye for it, everything Carlos said, well, why don't you think about going into that field? Well, I realize that, I am what they need and I'm the only one that can do it. I kind of just wanted to get in there and start it and leave it. But I realize, I'm the only one that can put together fashion the way it really should go. I'm the only one that do this the way it really should go. Yeah, it is going to have to be me. And Issei? He's an
Delulu.
asshole. Girl, that interview
Absolutely.
irritated the shit out of me. Like Rose said, like in the first 15 minutes, it was already like, is this how you started this shit?
I was ready to turn it off, but I was like, let me see, because I don't like when they bash women. Like you could say all that stuff, but I don't like when you bash the very people that you're trying to be.
Right, right.
So, but I was like, let me watch it. But I was just like, yeah, he needs to be on meds, and you probably need to be in a psych facility in a little straitjacket in a padded room, so you can make sure you're taking your medication.
I wonder how he's taken the reviews of this interview because I have not seen any, be it celebrities or regular people. And here's the
Have
thing.
nothing good to say.
Oh, and I haven't heard a lot of them like go in with a insensitive heart. Most people that have responded is like, no, I have to tell you the truth. That's wrong. And they not saying it like trying to get clout off of it.
Hmm.
The worse you hurt somebody, the bigger your shit be. A lot of them is kind of like Funky Dineva responded. Funky Dineva's an asshole too when he responded some stuff. But with that, like I think that everybody could see through it that you're really hurt. You're really hurt, and now in return, you have placed yourself so high so that them same people can't hurt you again. But those are the people that you would really like to be your friend. You would. When he was asked about Dwayne Wade's son, and I'm sorry, daughter. He's a daughter now. But he was asked about that, like, oh, did you have some conversations? Oh no. Well, I reached out like in the inbox and said, if you need anything, I'm here. And he was like, oh, I was just wondering, like Carlos was like, I was just wondering, since your father's whatever, well, we're not around each other like that. But even if you're not, like you're older, so why wouldn't you reach out? Like, what is wrong with you? And Denzel Washington's was it Denzel Washington's kids? One of them, he was like, "Oh yeah, well, I know all of it. Like we went to school. Like the fucking voice just irritated the shit out of
Yeah,
me.
his voice was irritating me because I was just wondering how did it get so high. He irritated me, to tell you, keep it 100. Like he really made me mad.
Hmm. I wonder. So last question. I wonder if he was asked to go on one of those shows, like with the ones what they have with the kids, like Love and Hip Hop Kids and stuff like that. I wonder if he would have ever done it, or only would he do his own show.
But wasn't that the show he was on when he was younger? Like the wasn't it like the kids?
Right, but not with the urban ones.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, okay.
It was a mixture and more kind of like the show Riley is on right now, where
Uh-huh. Where she the only black person.
yes, it was more a vibe like that. Which
Oh, okay.
I get it because she is the only one of that age that went to college,
Mm-hmm.
like the other ones, and was in New York. But with that one, I think it was specifically designed for it to be like, oh my God, everybody will look up to me because my dad is this person, and do you know who I am? And I can get anything that I point at type of behavior. And this is going to be where I walk into this space and I'm the best person in this space. I think he desires to walk into a space and be the best person in the space. So at least if someone hurts him, he can tell them, I'm better than you. I think he's afraid of being hurt because he's
He
been hurt.
probably is, because that's what I'm saying. I don't think in his mind he really thinks that way himself. It gotta be a front. It has to be a front.
I think it is because he double talks. While you just sat there and talked about that one item, that's why I pulled that old clip. Like all you was doing was in your closet, and they asking you about your clothes and fashion, and you could have talked about everything that you have done in relation to fashion, what you want to do with it, where you want to go, and instead you had to pull out the time that Rihanna walked, and you are the one who purchased it and walked out with it. Why do you have to say that? You could have said anything because they were asking about your closet and you decided to take a dig at one of the biggest names out there. You did that on purpose. Okay. Um, homegirl.
Yeah, it's bullshit for me. I don't like the young man. I don't have anything nice to say at all.
Me neither.
I don't.
I'm sorry. I saw like because I really didn't see all that y'all are talking about, which is why I'm
Mm.
so quiet about it because I didn't see the interview. But of course, I'm gonna go watch it. But What I will say is, I did see a little photo and a little comment he made, and it just made my stomach turn. And I saw it this morning, and I'm just like, what in the entire fuck is wrong with you? And you really think you the greatest, and you're not okay in the skin you're in.
Uh-uh.
And when you're not okay in the skin that you're in, sweetheart, nothing you say
Yep.
matters.
Right. Nothing else will fall.
Absolutely nothing that you say can be taken serious.
at
You
all.
are literally a mockery and a joke of yourself. You don't look better than nobody. You like that that's just bait. You just want somebody, you want to be relevant, and
Hmm.
you are very, very irrelevant. That's it. It's very simple. You want more attention than you deserve. Your ass is in la la land over here thinking you a pharaoh or something. I don't know. Because you don't look like a woman in any way just because you wear her clothes. If you
No.
ain't wearing no bust down wig, sir, and if you can't go get no heels made for them big ass feet you got, um, I'm sorry.
That's
He
the
I
had
meme.
mean,
on heels.
That's the
He had
biggest
on.
meme. That's the biggest meme going around. What are you wearing? A size 24? What are you wearing? A size 25? Now that's
Yeah.
going around because but you started it by what you said about women. You
and how
started
dare you talk about the very thing you want to be? You a
Exactly.
bitch. You a
the thing,
whole bitch.
the thing that brought you here, maybe.
And you a whole crybaby pussy ass nigga as well. Boy, bye. Ain't nobody studying you, and ain't nobody taking you serious. Don't nobody feel threatened by your presence. Don't nobody care if you're happy or unhappy. That's all about you. You got to feel some way about yourself. And the reality is, you don't feel nothing good about yourself, which I know your parents is over there wondering what the fuck did they do wrong in your face. Look, in your face, because we know y'all did a lot of things, but in your face. Because why did you even feel like they had to accept you the way you are, and or care,
Because
as if
he's
to
an
say,
entitled little
but as if to say you wouldn't get cut off if they didn't feel it's like, bruh, we don't have to pay you.
And if his daddy cut him off, I wonder would you be able to be out there flossing
None
like
of
that?
that.
'Cause what do
None
you
of
do?
that.
You don't even do nothing. You don't sell nothing. You
You're
don't do
not getting a
anything.
check.
Yeah. So you living off of your daddy that you
So
look like.
no one is studying you, bruh. You is nothing. Not
He ain't even
That's
try to
something. I'm sorry.
branch
I'm
off like
sorry.
the Kardashians or nothing.
You don't mean nothing to me. Okay, let me say
He
that.
literally said it when he was asked something about that. Have you ever thought about going to fashion? I really didn't want to do it. Like I didn't want to be there. So you telling us up front you don't work, you don't have no ideas to work, you haven't made anything, built
He
anything.
living off his daddy.
Yeah, like he confirmed it on his own. That's what I'm saying. If you guys listen to it, it's so many pieces that can be pulled out. Like that piece I pulled out, that is the entire piece for that section and what we want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
But right after that is going to be another one. Right after that is going to be another one. Like everything you like, you haven't literally said nothing during this whole interview that a normal functioning adult would say, and with all of the opportunities that you have, how you don't have no business. Dame Dash, Kardashians, the Simmons, everybody else's kids work. Hell, Candy's kids work. And they got YouTube channels and everything. And you literally just sit there. You mean to tell me you in fashion this much and spend all of this money and you can't even write the shit off because you using it for something? You just going to fashion shows all day, twinkle toes?
Let me tell you how them parents know something wrong with that boy and they just let him be because they like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it, just fuck it. He's our child. We're
Good.
gonna take care of him.
At
They
this
just
point,
letting him do whatever.
he got to be in his 30s. Yeah, at this
Like,
point,
did y'all keep him in the house? Does he not know how to associate with others? Did he
no.
go to school?
He
It
said
don't
Like,
seem
did he
like
have
it.
he
friends?
went to school with all the other celebrity kids and did all
Mm-hmm.
of the same things with them. But even when he
And
talks
they
about
didn't fuck with him.
it, that's what I'm saying. This shit didn't just start.
Because he but just think back and well you didn't watch it, but you'll see he was saying even in junior high wherever he came out, he already had that mindset. He
Yes,
when he was asking his mom and dad could he wear a skirt and they was telling him no. And he was
right.
like, why? I look better than any girl that I have on a skirt. So he already thought that way back then.
Yes. So you don't have friends because all the other
Who
famous
would want to
kids
be your friend? Who would
are
want to
with
be your friend?
So he have an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we gonna pray for him.
Assholism. Like, why you think you could talk to people like that? Everybody say your mama's the coolest motherfucker on this planet and do not talk to people like that. They say your dad do not talk to people like that. So I don't think it's them because everybody said like they felt bad for him, Magic Johnson at first because of his attitude and his behavior. So I don't know, but
He
we will
watch
be
too much TV.
there. It is. Um, we will be back on Thursday. Ro will be on at 8, and I will be on at
I'm coming up because I'm doing it earlier because
oh
I'm doing it. Well, the show I'm talking about that day is kind of on this subject, but it's growing up raising LGBT child. So they in a whole nother time zone. So I got to come on earlier at 6.
okay. No, that's good. Okay, so Rose will be on 6 on YouTube on Friday, Thursday, Rose, and then I will be on at 7. That's a really good topic too. I've never
Mm-hmm.
heard anybody discuss it before. Mm-mm, not on mainstream, so that's really good. Des, where can we find you?
Y'all can find me everywhere. Delicious with two E's, honey. Just look for Delicious with two E's. Delicious Designs by D. All you gonna see is nails, cause that's what I sells, honey. Do you hear me? I sells these nails.
Awesome.
My
So,
opinion is free.
um, see, sometimes currency you can't see it. Sometimes currency give you headache. Sometimes it give you indigestion. So don't always ask for people's opinion because their opinion might push you off the edge if you're not ready for it. And some of y'all just want yes men, pick me, all of that. Like that first lady. I think that she was sent here as a weapon formed against me to get on my nerves. Girl, them nails be fire. I think she was sitting here to get on our nerves. But irregardless, I know that's not a word. Irregardless, we gave her the feedback we needed to give her. Girl, run. Anyway,
Thank you,
I'm trying to
Laundry.
tell you, if you go to Des and ask for advice and think that she's going to be politically correct, call me and tell me how it goes after. So that's it for tonight. We will see you on Thursday. Follow us on all social media platforms and run over to Amazon and buy my Melanin Coloring Book journals. That is it. Happy Sisterhood Month. Good
Love
night.
y'all.